Dude, the morning that I am having. So, this is the third time that we've chatted like this.
Yep.
And I'm looking forward to more. I was talking to Betsy. I got so much on my mind right now. I was talking to Betsy about you and Matt coming on.
Yep.
And so I'm excited to set that up because I really want to take it deep. So there might be some things that I might not bring up today that I'd like to bring up with the two of you. And I think I'm actually going to have Betsy in on that too.
Oh,
because I really want to kind of dive in on family and business. And, you know, for you guys in particular, owning two, having to take over for a second one. But so my morning, let me just say this, because this is going to, hopefully it translates. Have you ever had one of those where like you wake up or you're in the shower or whatever and you're like, oh, well, I just forgot.
Yes.
Right? So this morning I got up, not late, but like 15 minutes late. And we're so busy today, like I'm sure you are for the holiday weekend coming up. Betsy's taking Mary down to the Lansing area for a family Easter today. So it was kind of chaotic this morning trying to get everything together. And I have my routine is chaos, but there's a routine there. Yeah. And I get home from the gym, I jump in the shower, and I'm like, oh, shit. There was just one thing I forgot to do. So I'm like, I got to go to work early. So I like wake up Mary quick. Hey, I love you. I got to go. Yeah. Kiss Betsy goodbye. Coffee pot's broken here. And I'm like, well, I needed coffee for us for this morning. So run and get some. Come back here. Go to take them out of my truck. One of them falls out of my hand. Spills all over the passenger seat. It's like the universe is saying, dude, slow down.
Yes. Yep.
So then I take the cups and I come in. Drop one of them on the floor.
No.
So I'm mopping and cleaning my truck. And I'm like, I hope this isn't the kind of day I'm going to have today. You know? But so that leads me to my question with you is how do you manage because I got to believe there's some chaos there. You make it look so effortless.
Oh,
you really do. I've told you a few times, standing at the counter at Manistee Beverage and looking over at TJ's and, you know, just when Becky would always say, there she goes again. Up the stairs, down the stairs, up the stairs, down the stairs. And I've said it many times. Yeah. I really do think that you're one of the hardest working business people that I know.
Well, thank you.
So how do you manage that? Family, the kids, the business, personal time? It
is a lot most days. You know, especially during the summer, as you know, that's our busy season. And especially with Matt kind of moving into a different role with his life.
This episode is brought to you by Watson Motors. Are you in the market for a new vehicle? Watson Motors is honored to have been voted Manistee News Advocate's Reader's Choice for Top Automotive Service Department and New Car Dealer. The Watson Motors team would like to take this moment to thank the community for your trust, loyalty, and support. As a locally family-owned and operated business, Watson Motors is dedicated to continuing to provide top-quality vehicles and exceptional service to the community that deserves nothing less. Whether you're in the market for a Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, or used vehicle, or need maintenance on your current ride, Watson Motors has you covered. Visit www.watson-motors.com today to see the largest new and used car inventory in town. This episode is brought to you by Brandon Ball, broker-owner of Dwelling Realty in Manistee, Michigan. Listen, are you looking to sell your home? Then look no further. When you list with Brandon Ball, you'll get a trusted advisor who will guide you through the entire selling process. With extensive knowledge of the local market, he'll help you price your home competitively to attract the right buyers. And with proven market strategies, your home will be seen by the most qualified buyers. With his 17 years in the business, you'll have someone who's experienced and on your side. Contact Brandon today to get started selling your home. 231-690-4981 or brandon@dwellingrealty.com.
It is a lot, and there are days where at the end of the day, I'm home with my kids. We're all in one piece, and I just thank God for that. Because it is a lot. But I have a great support system with my crew, with my family. I mean, Matt is in the same boat as I am, so he's a great support system. We kind of lean on each other. And, I mean, there are days at TJ's where I thank my staff for coming in that day because the day before was just absolute chaos. But I have an incredible crew, and they've been with me. A lot of them have been with me for 4 or 5 years now, and they've definitely, as years have gone by, they make it easier for me. So I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah, you do have an amazing crew.
Yes, I do.
So one of the questions that I like asking when I'm talking to somebody who's running a small business is, how do you kind of cultivate that team environment, keep the staff that you keep? Because it's not easy.
No.
And finding team members is not easy, especially in today's market. But like you said, some of your crew's been there for years, and that says a lot.
Yeah. Just taking care of them and being there with them through the nitty-gritty. You know, if a toilet's got to get scrubbed, I'm scrubbing toilets. If the dishwasher calls in, I'm washing dishes. Like, I tried my best to lead by example, and for them to know that as tough as it might be some days, I'm right there with you. And, I don't ever want to lose that. I'm a very hands-on business owner, and I feel like in this industry you have to be. You have to know what's going on, and just taking care of them, knowing they're human beings just like I am. They have personal issues, and I do my best to accommodate those when needed, and I just try to be there with them.
It's one of the hardest things for me is trying to parse out the fact that I love my team. I mean, all the years that I've been, like when I had a real job,
Yeah.
It's different between managing and running teams, and then being the owner and having people that that you rely on, and they rely on you to a certain extent because of income, but also they have families.
Yes.
And ultimately, in a small business, I think you want to say that it shouldn't merge.
Yeah.
But it does.
Oh, it does. Yes. You get very involved in it. If they're struggling with something, you're right there with them. It does affect you. You worry about them because we are this crazy dysfunctional family most days. And if they're struggling with something, I'm right there with them, and I do what I can to help them through it. I fall in love with my team. I mean, they become they every single one of them holds a piece of my heart. Yeah. There are weeks where I spend more time with my staff at TJ's than I do with my own family at home. And sometimes we're a little too close. Sometimes I know more than I want to about what they got going on, but it works. We make it work, and I love them dearly.
So like how has it been for you and for Matt since his dad Paul's passing? I really want to dive into that if we can.
That's a loaded question.
Yeah.
It has been difficult, challenging, not the same at all. Our home life has changed, dramatically, because he has now taken on that role that his dad did with Swidorski brothers, and obviously that is very stressful, which to me, in my opinion, helped lead to his dad's death. So, just that stress. It's changed a lot. The dynamic has changed a lot, but we are doing our best to make it work and put family first. That was a struggle for the first year and a half, but we're really trying to get to a point where, hey, our kids are getting old, and that has to be our focus. So, it's changed a lot. Physically, I might not be at TJ's, or physically he might not be at the shop, but mentally we're always there.
Yeah.
So, you texted me while we were in Florida, and a few years ago I was able to take myself away from TJ's, and this was before Paul had passed. And we went to Florida for a week, and it was it was a week of my kids get my undivided attention, which
Yeah.
never happens. And people don't realize that when you're a business owner,
Yeah.
that,
They
again,
think
the
that's
mental-
all you are
Yeah.
is the business.
Yes.
And they don't see or understand that.
Like
or
what's
could
going
think.
on at home.
Yeah.
You know, and so we were in Florida, you know, and it's like, that's 1 week. It's our vacation. Our kids get our undivided attention.
That's
and,
awesome.
You know, and it's amazing. So yeah, it's changed a lot, but we're getting through it.
You posted a picture on Facebook, you and Matt in Florida, and
Yeah.
it just looked like,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
you took a breather.
Yeah. We put our phones down. It's like, hey, I'm across the country. As long as the place doesn't burn down, whatever happens, happens, you know. And I have several crew that, you know, I give them, you know, delegate them the responsibilities
Yep.
to make sure this is taken care of, this, and they do it. And I'm so thankful that I have that.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting to the point here where I could probably take more than a day
Yes.
off.
You
for
have
sure.
to. You have
Yeah.
to for your own mental well-being. You have to.
You know, the bonus that I have is when you know, Betsy's got her own career, but when she's got a little bit slower time, which is coming up because tax season's almost over
Yes.
with, she's got a ton of flexibility.
Yes.
And then it kind of allows me to be a little more, even though like when she comes out of her busy season, I'm going into mine. And we got a great support system with
Yep.
her family and my family and taking care of the kids. But when I've been thinking a lot about time
Yep.
and family. My two older kids, my son is going to be 20
That's
in
crazy.
September, and my daughter is a junior in high school, but she's old for her grade, so she's going to be 18
Yeah.
next month. Of course, we have our little one, Mary,
Yep.
who's 7. And you know, I wasn't the greatest dad when the older two were younger because I was working like
Yep.
a crazy person, and not because I have my own business, but just because I had my own situations going on. You know,
Yep.
their mother and I got a divorce, and I was just working like a crazy man to try to save money, and it's different now when I look at it. I could say that my older two, we talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like my youngest daughter, it's like I can't be the dad that I was.
Yeah.
I've got to be more present.
Yep.
And so when I think about all the irons that I have in the fire, and you know, I'm trying to now prune some of those things, prune them
Yeah.
back so that I'm not making the same mistakes. And I'm not saying that you and Matt are, but what
Yeah.
I'm saying, I'm just kind of projecting
Yeah.
my own experiences when I thought about you guys. Like, I know how much work it takes to
Yeah.
run a small business. I mean, and I keep saying small business. I don't think TJ's is a small business. You guys
No.
fucking crank. But, you know, with Matt now taking on his new role,
Yep.
you know, when you look at family and friends and you look at the amount of time that you spend doing this other thing,
Yep.
you know, I guess I'm curious to ask what kind of goes through your mind when you think about it. I'm not trying to make you cry.
Yeah, no, yes, please don't, because I actually have mascara on today, and it would just not be a good look. Yeah, I think about that all the time. So it's been 8 years since we took over TJ's, and on March 20th, actually. And when the day we took over, I took a picture of Talon, my oldest son, in the turret, and he was 3 at the time, and he's 11 now. And so every year, Facebook kind of reminds me of
Yeah.
how fast time is going
Yeah.
by. And I don't want in 10 years to regret any of this and say, man, my kids grew up and I wasn't there. And so that is my main focus right now. And Matt and I have we kind of joke about it, but we have this bubble. We're in this bubble, and it's us, the kids, and our businesses, and that's it. We don't do a whole lot. We don't go out to dinner a whole lot. We just kind of like to stay at home. When we're done with work, we go home, we're with our kids, and that's it. And it's kind of working that way. And we just have to kind of make the choice. Like I said, I don't want to have any regrets.
Yeah.
I don't want to miss out on anything, because you do as you get older. And my parents always said, when you go the older you get, the faster time goes. And it is. Like, it's insane to me how fast it's going by. And So I don't know. It's just kind of that choice that we have to make, and just surrounding ourselves with a good support system to help us out with TJ's, with Swidorski brothers, so that we can take that time and focus on our kids.
How have you helped Matt in his transition? I got to feel you come to the table with a considerable amount of knowledge that he might. I mean, like when we talked at the gala, however brief that was, Matt did say that, for a while before his dad's passing, he was kind of working towards maybe a succession.
Yep. They were getting to that point. His dad was looking at retiring, so it was going to be kind of a process, a transition, and him and his siblings were working towards that. They definitely were not prepared, when it happened, but they kind of lost my train of thought there.
It's okay. For the transition. He was planning for the transition.
Yes, he was planning for it. They definitely weren't prepared, when his dad passed. But and they still have a ton to learn. You know what I mean? It's every day. It's, he'll come home and he'll be like, I don't know what to do about this, or, I'm really there just as ears. And for him to come home and vent to, and I just try to support him in any way that I can and offer my advice, whether he takes it or not. I don't know, but that's just how I can be there for him.
Yeah, this will be a great future conversation, because so like for Bets and I, sometimes it's it's a lot of me when I come home. Me. Like this is all of my day today, and blah 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 blah. And she's just, you can just see it sometimes, like she's there listening, but she's had a day too.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's a struggle too, because he has his issues, and then I have mine, and I want to be supportive, but at the same time, I want to vent to him too.
Yeah.
And I don't want to overload him. So it's kind of like, okay, for right now, I'm just going to sit back and listen, and I'll just take in my own issues for the day and let him go. So
we started doing things like, okay, we don't talk about work at the dinner table. We don't talk about work in the bedroom, And we find ourselves sometimes like, and then it's like, okay, well, Mary, how was your day today?
Yep. Yep. There's times where I'm like, put your phone down.
Yeah.
Because it blows me away too. Like, his phone will go off at 5 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. Like, hey, when you going to come get me that gravel? Or it's like,
oh, customers?
Dude, yeah. It's like, dude, it's...
Oh, we got to figure that out.
It's
Linz.
a Sunday
we got to talk to him about
5 o'clock in the morning. Like,
yeah, like, is there a call center?
Yeah.
I mean...
Like a do not disturb. Like, you need to...
I have noticed that with people that are, like, kind of connected, like yourself and Matt. So, like, you've got shit going on. You got customers or team members that want to get a hold of you and want to talk. What I've noticed lately with some of the people that are in my contact list that are similar, entrepreneurs, got shit going on. When I go to text them, I will see that it says notifications have been turned off.
Yes. I have noticed that also.
I don't know if that's an iPhone thing, for those of you that are still using Android.
Yeah. I've noticed that, especially like at night.
Yeah.
Like,
and I dig it.
Yes.
So I shut my shit off. So, I mean, I will say that there's a certain amount of time where I'm sitting in my chair at home and I'm doing this.
Yes.
But by 7:30, 8 o'clock, the phone is on the table in the kitchen, and I don't see it until the morning.
Yeah.
I don't check my emails until the morning, and then after I check them in the morning, I don't check them again until the next day.
Yeah. So, my biggest thing with the hotel, we're not staffed 24 hours. So my cell phone number is in every room if there's an emergency. I know. I got to find somebody in town that can be like my emergency person, because we live, over 10 miles out. We're on Fox Farm, so it's a little bit of a drive. But so yeah, that for me, I got to leave my phone on during the night just in case. I mean, it doesn't, knock on wood, it doesn't happen very often, but once in a while you get that hotel guest, hey, I left my key in the room, I'm locked out, so you got to go help them out.
I don't know what the workaround for that would be.
I'm not sure.
I've
tried to think, I've definitely thought, how can I solve that. But I can't, we only have 10 rooms. So, it's not feasible for me to staff 24 hours. Like right now we have one hotel guest. It's a holiday weekend. We have one guest staying with us tonight. I'm not going to pay somebody to sit there for 24 hours.
This might sound controversial.
Yes.
And you'll be able to tell me if I'm tracking on something or not right away. What if the hotel was like, people are going to be pissed when I say this, but what if the hotel was like an Airbnb?
Oh.
And I've never stayed at an Airbnb, but from what I gather, it's like you rent it online, you go, and you pick up your key or whatever, but they're not calling you. They're going to call Airbnb.
Oh, like a management.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a thought.
I grew up in the hotel business.
Yeah.
And you are a special soul to keep that rolling.
Like I said, it doesn't happen very often, but, once in a while you get that guest that, stays out a little late and forgets their key or loses their key. Or I left my key at the bar.
The last time that you and I talked, it was kind of like a post-pandemic chat.
Yes.
And, we were talking about kind of the struggles of all that. How has TJ's evolved? How have you evolved? Let's talk about the bar first. How has the restaurant evolved since coming out of the pandemic, I guess?
Well,
now that we've had a good solid year of no restrictions, we're wide open.
Yeah. Well, for a while there, it was different. The atmosphere was different. But I was thinking about this the other day. I really feel like we're getting back to normal. Finally. Yeah. Like, things just feel normal. Fluctuation in pricing, that's still that is still an issue. Right now, that's the biggest struggle is, one week chicken is through the roof, then that comes down, then beef goes through the roof, and it's, how to adjust for that and still be competitive, but also we need to keep the lights on. So, so right now that's kind of the biggest struggle, but it really does feel like we're getting to the pre-pandemic phase. People are more relaxed. They're not so, uptight and, for a while there, people were kind of crabby.
Yeah.
And I think they just expected when we reopened that things were just going to be normal, and they weren't. Things had completely changed for us. We were under so many restrictions with masks, and we had to take phone numbers and names, and how long were you there? And, everything they touched had to be sanitized. And so I feel like we're finally kind of getting back to some normalcy, which is great.
Wild West back then, dude.
Oh, let's not do that again. That took like 10 years off my life.
Good God. Well, yeah. I mean, so we had been open for just like a year and a half, and then bang, dealing with that shit.
Yeah.
Fuck. I mean, like.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. Like, that would break the heart of any small business owner. I'm still feeling it. I was talking to somebody the other day about it. It's like, I don't think I'm fully recovered just because it was chaos mentally. You're right. 10 years. I felt like the president of the United States. You know how you look at a picture of a president when they first start, and then 4 years later they're geriatric? It's like, what happened? That is exactly how I still feel.
Yes. I am with you 100%, and it's the mental wear of it all. Like, I just feel mentally exhausted, especially like after the summers. I mean, summers are exhausting as it is, and then I just feel like after that, like the summers after we opened, it was just like a whole nother level. I can't explain it, but it was a whole nother level.
Well, it was so, the restaurants had to shut down for that brief moment in time. A liquor store obviously is essential. Come on. Yes. So that's why we were still open. Yep. But that was chaos. But Manistee was in that like real location where we had Memorial Weekend and nobody else did. There was like that cutoff.
That was
that was chaos.
Hey, let's open this up on Memorial Day weekend. Yeah, that was absolute chaos.
How has God damn, that was chaos. I could see the line outside of TJ's. Like, there's no way. And we were all just like, just be polite. Don't be dickheads.
Yeah.
we're doing the best that we can. Everybody is.
Yeah.
How have you changed since then, if at all?
You know,
I feel like I have.
my skin has definitely gotten a lot thicker. I will say that, and as well as my staff. You know, that summer there were a lot of tears shed, and that really bothered me. That people could, you know, make my server cry. Like, yeah, don't do that. So my skin has definitely gotten a lot thicker. There are just some things that maybe we used to tolerate before that, you know, we don't now.
Yeah.
And hopefully I hope that that's behind us.
Yeah, I think
it
is.
I mean, I feel like last summer was better, you know. As busy as we were, you know, still had a line. I feel like people understood it more. And I am, when we do go out to eat, especially during the summer, I expect an hour wait. You know, I'm prepared for it. And I feel like people have kind of gotten to that point where, hey, you know you're going to wait, so just be patient, be polite. You know, we have the signs up, please be patient, be polite. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to this summer because I just think it's going to be like how it was. And I'm looking forward to that.
Are the outside seating coming soon?
Yes.
Can't wait.
May.
It's so gangster.
1st.
I love it.
Yes. That has been amazing for us. I'm so thankful that the city has allowed us to do that because for us, we're so small as it is.
Right.
So having those extra 4 or 5 tables outside is huge for us. I mean, I'm able to staff more, so, you know, I need to hire more people to accommodate that, which is great. So overall, I'm looking forward to that. It's a lot of running, but
yeah, I
fun.
feel, but yeah, so like you going up and downstairs,
yes,
right? So when I
Yep.
see your team coming outside, going back down, coming outside, going back down, how has the social district helped?
Tremendous.
Yeah.
There are days during the summer I could probably staff somebody just to do drinks to go. It's that huge for us. So again, I am very thankful for the chamber, the city, all involved who allowed that to happen.
It's got to be a headache though sometimes.
Sometimes it is.
You
But
know.
again, you know, we make it work.
So we got the Hampton coming. These are some of the things I want to touch on. We got the Hampton coming soon. I mean, I feel like when I was talking to Peter Buchema, his goal is Memorial Weekend. They're taking reservations for August, but that place looks pretty close. I mean, obviously we can't see the inside of it yet. We've had some sneak peeks, but I'm excited for that.
Yep.
The restaurant down at First Street Beach, I don't know if you've seen anything like that.
Yep.
So they're going to be coming, and then the new restaurant that's taking over for Downtown Delight, where Downtown Delight was. That's going to be called The Outsider. Does that help or hinder? I think it helps.
I think it'll help. You know, anything that is going to grow Manistee is going to grow my business, your business, the downtown. So yeah, the more the merrier. That's kind of my attitude, especially with the Hampton Inn. I know Peter. I've met him a couple times, and
I think he's a good shit.
I think he's a good guy and has really good intentions for Manistee.
Yeah.
And it's going to bring a whole nother crowd that, you know, maybe hasn't visited Manistee before.
Right.
And they're going to come downtown and spend their money. And so I think it's going to be great for all of us.
Yeah, and from what he's saying, I mean, even back from when, you know, we had the planning commission call on the whole thing, and his sole deal was, listen, this is going to be a family hotel. I mean, sure, there's going to be rooms at the top that overlook the lake that are probably going to be like premium pricing, but I mean, they're going to be in the ballpark where like you can bring, you know, your whole family in.
Yeah.
So those people definitely want to see the town.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. They're not going to just stay there.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to want to venture out.
Yeah.
And I mean, they can walk here, and they're going to. And so, yeah, I'm all for it.
Have you heard any rumblings about the Gateway project? Other than, well, they're moving dirt down there.
Well, yes. So Matt is, they
are. I didn't know this. Okay.
Yeah, and so Swidorski's doing the dirt work down there. So I think, from what I understand, is it is going to happen at some point.
Okay.
It's just delayed a little bit. I think they're at this point trying to make it look as presentable as they can. So I think, Matt, they brought in a bunch of dirt, putting dirt down. I think they're going to plant some grass.
Oh, very nice.
And just make it like a nice, I don't know if it's going to be a park or what, but just make it more presentable.
In lieu of the construction.
Yes, until construction starts. But as far as I know, it is in the works. It's going to happen, just delayed.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, when I saw the dirt being moved, I said to myself, at the very minimum, if they plant grass and just kind of make it a nice space
yes,
would be
nice
so much better.
Space.
Yeah,
yes.
so much better than what it is.
Get rid of the fencing.
Get rid of the fencing.
Yes.
You know, come on.
Yeah.
Are you nervous about the bridge closure?
Oh, a little bit. I'm not quite sure how. I guess I'm just nervous at the timing,
Yeah.
I mean, and I get it.
Yeah, it's got to be done.
It's got to be done, and you're not going to do it in January. So I totally understand that. But, man, it's going to be a little struggle.
Traffic flow, I keep seeing different things about traffic flow, but I feel like it's all going to come down and around Maple and over the bridge.
Yeah.
Over that bridge.
Yeah.
So it's getting people to take extra steps to come downtown.
Yes.
Again, summer is a completely different animal. When
It
people
is.
ask me about traffic, are you worried about the traffic and where people are going to park and shit? The people that want to come downtown are coming downtown.
Yes.
I don't think there's going to be people that are going to be like, I can't go downtown today because of the bridge. So I'm not worried about it. It just might be a little bit congested.
Yeah, it will be. But, like you said, if somebody wants to come downtown, they'll find their way here.
Well, I think you're doing a remarkable job at TJ's.
Well, thank you.
And I look forward to scheduling a time with you and Matt, because I
Yes.
think that'd be a wonderful conversation. And there's a ton of people out. And I think it'd be good for him, because I think if I just had him on, he might be a little reserved.
He is very reserved.
Yeah. So you'll be able to pull it out of him.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun. I appreciate you coming in today.
Yes,
I think
thank you
this
for
is really
having me.
cool. Like I said, you're a role model for downtown business owners.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you as well.
I don't know about that. I'm learning on the fly. Like I said, the conversations that I could have about starting this business, Manistee Beverage, I mean, we've been gunslinging since the day that we did the business plan. So
Yeah. Yeah.
well, great job.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.